There's my new friend again, Robo Cleaner. We'll be showcasing him throughout this video today. China, a country that's often in the headlines, but not always for the right reasons. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. From sensational claims about its economy to exaggerated stories about politics, Western media has a long history of painting a very specific and often misleading picture of China. As we look at the Shenzhen skyline here, skyscrapers in Fujian, simply amazing. But why? What's the real reason behind constant negativity and misinformation? Today we're diving into the real reason why Western media lies about China and what it says about the world we live in. I've been living in China for over 13 years. And as an American, I have a unique perspective on China and the Western media. And I'll give you my honest opinion on both at the end of this video. Watch this video and make your own conclusions. To understand the present, we need to look at the past. For decades, China has been portrayed as the other, a mysterious and distant and often threatening nation that can simply be further from the truth. During the Cold War, the Western media framed China as part of the communist bloc, an ideological enemy of the free world, which was tagged incorrectly. Even after China's economic reforms of the 20th century, which lifted hundreds of millions out of poverty, the narrative didn't change. Instead, it evolved. Today, China is the world's second largest economy, a global leader in technology, and a key player in international affairs. But instead of acknowledging these achievements, what do we have? The Western media focuses on fearmongering, often saying China is a threat. China's stealing jobs. China's spying on you. China's trying to take over the world. Sound familiar? Good old Western media. And all of that is the furthest from the truth. One of the biggest reasons for this biased coverage by the Western media is geopolitics. As China's global influence grows, it challenges the dominance of Western powers, particularly the United States. Media outlets in the West often reflect the interests of their governments, which view China as a strategic competitor. And if you know better, it's a competitor, but an honest competitor. Competition is good for business, and it's definitely good for the world. There is nothing wrong with good, honest competition. This creates a narrative that's less about reporting facts and more about maintaining control over the global narrative. Think about it. When was the last time you saw a balanced story about China in the Western media? And that's one that didn't frame it as a villain or a threat. The truth is, media bias isn't just about selling stories. It's about shaping public opinion to align with political agendas. Another factor is cultural misunderstanding. Many Western journalists and commentators simply do not understand China's history, culture, or values. They simply don't understand China. This leads to oversimplified and often inaccurate portrayals. For example, China's political system is frequently labeled as authoritarian without any nuance or context. But how many people actually know how China's governance works? Or why it's been so effective lifting millions out of poverty, which is simply amazing. How can China be anything other than a lovable country when they have wonderful people like this? This beautiful artwork was made in 2013. It's got to be the biggest piano statue I've ever seen. Simply amazing, as is the Shenzhen infrastructure. The architecture is overwhelming. It's just beautiful. Just look at these buildings. What can you say? Except my favorite saying, simply amazing. If you're familiar with the area, this is where I'm at. Shenzhen Concert Hall. Spectacular building. Look at this view. Cool, gloomy day, but that does not take away from the excitement of walking around Shenzhen. I have probably said it hundreds of times in my videos. The most peaceful society and people I've been around in my entire life. And for the Western media to say villains or threats, I don't know, to laugh it off or put a knot in my stomach, because it's some of the most ridiculous comments to come out of the Western media. This peaceful nation is simply amazing. I stepped in the Shenzhen library here. If you haven't been in here, you need to. Why? Because it's simply amazing. This place is huge. Another reason why the Chinese are moving forward with speed. It's their education system and the willingness to learn and grow. These kids are not roaming around the streets being hooligans. They're studying to be better citizens for this country and the world. Love seeing things in China. Check this out. Robo cleaner. Autonomous street cleaner. Look at that, he slowed down for me. Shenzhen sanitation, doing it at its best. Autonomous vehicle. I'm naming this Robo Cleaner. Robo Cleaner is simply amazing. So here we are, year 2025, and China is so advanced. Think about everything they have done and accomplished over the last few decades. It's simply amazing. High-level accomplishments include economic growth and poverty reduction, China's high-speed rail network that spans across the country to get all citizens anywhere and everywhere they want to go quickly and safely. exploring space, technological innovations, the Belt and Road Initiative, renewable energy, healthcare advancements, education and research, cultural influence, and soft power, urbanization and infrastructure development, as we look at some of the buildings here in Shenzhen. Look how orderly and nice these bikes are put away by the citizens. When they're done using them, they just don't throw them on the ground, leave them on the grass. Just put away so nicely and clean so the next person can jump on it and go on a little bit of a ride. I also see the security guards walking around from time to time, and they'll kind of straighten them up a little bit. It's neat. Just keeps the city looking good. Imagine all of those accomplishments and roles were reversed. What if the Chinese media only focused on the negative aspects within Western countries, such as crimes, inequalities, homelessness, political scandals, gun violence, and simply ignored all the good? The achievements I just listed out about China. Would that be fair? Of course not. But that's exactly what happens when the Western media covers China. Let's not forget, fear sells. Sensational headlines about China's rise, its military power, or its technological advancements grab attention and generate clicks, watch time, for the rest of the world when this misinformation is sent out to the public. This reporting comes at the expense of China. Inaccuracies and not fair balance. It's easy to paint China as the boogeyman by the Western media, instead of providing fact-based analysis on the good that the country is doing. Negative reporting is real. The consequences are real. Look, I came to China with the wrong mindset due to Western media. But living here, getting to know the culture and the people, it changed my mind. But the Western media portrays China in a negative light when many people can't come to China and get to know the country and the people like I do. So real reporting, honest reporting with fair balance that shows the good instead of always harping on the negativity. This biased reporting fuels misunderstanding, distrust, and even racism. It shapes people, not only how they view China, but Chinese people around the world. Is that the kind of media we as people want? So I ask you, comment below, what's the solution? First, we need to demand better from the Western media. Seek out diverse perspectives, question sensational headlines, and look for sources that provide balanced coverage. Second, we need to educate ourselves about China, its history, its culture, and its achievements. Only then can we move beyond the stereotypes and misinformation. China is a complex, dynamic, and rapidly evolving country, and deserves to be understood on its own terms, not through the lens of the Western media, bias, or fear. The real reason the Western media lies about China is not politics or profit. It's about power. I can't get in a quick comment about, again, how there's no homelessness in China. Look at this. If this was Los Angeles, there would be tents everywhere. So once again, real quick, no homeless in China. Why? Because they take care of their own. Unlike the US. The power to shape narratives, influence opinions, and control the story. That's what the Western media wants to do. But we do not have to accept that. By seeking the truth and thinking critically, we can break free from the Western media lies and see China and the rest of the world for what it truly is. Well, what's my opinion on the Western media and China? Well, that's simple. The Western media seems to always get it wrong because they don't know the Chinese culture, people, or government well enough. They don't know what's truly going on in China. As for China, well, it certainly has exceeded my expectations. The fear that I had of China before I came to China and today is night and day. It goes to show you, when you meet the people, get to know the people, and definitely get to know the country, it's not what you learn from the Western media. It's completely different. China is simply amazing. Well, hey, thanks for watching the video. I truly appreciate it. And do me a favor, don't forget to comment below. I truly respect your comments. I may not agree with all of them, but you have a platform here to lay down some comments. And do me a favor, if you haven't done it, please subscribe. Don't forget to like this video. I truly appreciate it. Everybody be good, be safe, and I'll see you in the next one.
Packing my bags with a one-way flight. American skies faded into night. Trembling hands, a heart split in two. China whispered, I'll remake you. From the unknown to the known I grew. In your mountains my soul broke through. You taught me peace and jade green hues. Oh China, the unknown was you. First days blurred, a maze of tongues. Streets stars steaming, temple cones. Then dawn came with slow routine, lanterns guide